Hey everyone, I've been pretty sick lately, and also the game feels kinda stale. I'm just basically counting down the days to the expansion. I'm really excited to build with all the new cards, but for now the game just isn't that appealing. The deck I can still have fun with though at the moment is this Pantheon deck. I've had a lot of success and fun with Pantheon Shyvana. It does have some weaknesses though, namely Ionia in general, and aggro like spiders. However, with this version, at least from my experience, the deck does so much better into both of those. It also levels up Pantheon so much faster, and has a much stronger early game to deal with aggro. First of all, if you don't know how Pantheon works, he's a 4-drop, and when you play him he gets barrier for the round, and then he has this overwhelm keyword by default, and also this faded keyword. And so the way faded works is that when you target a unit with faded, it increases its stats by +1/+1, and the faded buff is permanent, so this unit can get very big. And then when you've targeted allies in 5 different rounds, he levels up, and he ends up getting a random keyword for each different round you've targeted an ally in. So usually you're playing this and getting 5 different keywords, but if you end up drawing him really late, or one dies and you draw another one later on, you could end up with a lot more. And so because you can get his stats really big with faded, and he already has overwhelm, when you start giving him stuff like elusive or scout or impact and stuff like that, you can make him do so much damage and win the game. And so Shyvana kind of complements him because the other main faded unit in the deck is this Wounded White Flame. It's a 3 mana 2/4 with faded and fury, so it's pretty crazy. Whenever this unit kills something, the fury gives you +1/+1 as well. So with that combined with the faded, this unit gets insanely big. And it's also a dragon obviously, so Shyvana makes sense to pair it with. And then some versions also run Taric. Because of the way Taric works, he copies the last spell that you cast on only him that round, and then you copy it onto an ally. And so when you use a rally spell like Golden Aegis, it gives an ally barrier this round and rallies. You can end up theoretically attacking, playing a rally onto Taric, which gives you the attack again. But then once you support a unit, it also gives the Golden Aegis to the supporting unit, which gives you a 3rd attack. And so Taric combined with Golden Aegis can basically auto-win you the game, but also kind of makes sense as a partner for Pantheon. I just personally find it really slow. I haven't played it in a long time, so it is possible that that's just really good, but a lot of times it just seems too easy to counter. Like for example, one of the main ways you deal damage is by putting the Zenith Blade onto something like a White Flame, because White Flame will get really big stats, but he doesn't have an actual keyword that can help him do damage like elusive, fearsome, or overwhelm. But Zenith Blade will count as a faded trigger to start leveling up your Pantheon, and then give the big dragon overwhelm and even more stats, right? Well, with Taric, you can technically put Zenith Blade onto Taric, and then he'll copy that onto the White Flame, so it's really good. But if you put it onto Taric and then they like stun Taric, well now your Taric gets the buff, but now your Wounded White Flame doesn't. And so they can stop your Taric from attacking. It can kind of really hurt your attacks and your plays, or if they just remove him in general. And so I don't know, I've just been having a lot of fun with just this version with just Pantheon by himself, and basically just turbo leveling Pantheon. I'm also really happy that soon this Yumi's actually coming out, like next week. So the way Yumi works is that on round start you grant the unit it's attached to +1/+1. And the way attach works, I'll probably explain in a separate video later, but basically you give these stats to the unit it attaches to. So it's kind of like equipment if you've played other card games. But so let's say you have a Pantheon, it's 4/2, right? You can attach Yumi onto it, and so Pantheon will get +2/+2. It'll also trigger his faded, so he'll get an extra +1/+1. So he'd be a 7/5, and then every single round after that, he'd slowly start gaining stats of +1/+1. And then once Yumi actually levels up, she grants Spell Shield, I think, every single round, which is really good for any of these units, like if you get Overwhelm onto like a White Flame, or obviously Pantheon. And so one of the decks I'm going to want to try on the release of the new expansion is Yumi Pantheon. Yeah, so unlike a Shyvana Pantheon, we don't have to run the Dragon Chow. We can just run Saga Seeker, which is a really good unit. Definitely not as good as like the White Flame or something, but it's definitely good. It's a 1 mana 1/2, but it has that faded trigger, so it can start getting increase in stats pretty easy, and really early on. Then we run Brightsteel Protector, 2 mana unit, can block fearsomes, and it gives an ally barrier this round, and it'll also trigger faded, because you have to target a unit to give its barrier to. Then Mountain Goat creates these gems in hand, and a gem is just a 1 mana focus speed spell that grants a unit +1 attack and heals it 1 health, if possible. And so these are really good for faded triggers, which makes actually buffing this goat pretty good. That's also why I run 3 Chain Vests. You technically could cut this to 2, I actually had 2 for some of the time, but I just really like Chain Vest for a few different reasons. One of them just being that it's a really cheap trigger, kind of like the gems for only 1 mana, because you want to be able to make sure you're keeping up as much mana as possible for like rallies or bastion or like single combats and stuff like that. So you want like the cheapest triggers possible a lot of the time, and Chain Vest is one of the best for that. It also makes it so that all your units are taking less damage and able to survive longer and easier. And it's also really good on the Mountain Goat. A lot of decks in my experience try to block this with just a 2 attack unit, and being able to Chain Vest this to get multiple gems just helps you level up your Pantheon so much faster and get your units very big, make it easier to close out the game with Overwhelm. And it also allows you to start buffing and triggering your Pantheon on turn 2. Like you either Saga Seeker Chain Vest, or like Goat Chain Vest, And start basically right from the gate on turn 2, leveling up your Pantheon to make sure he's leveled really early. Then I mentioned the Wounded White Flame, and then Pantheon. That's basically all the units in the deck. The rest are all spells, like I mentioned Chain Vest, Guiding Touch, heals an ally or your Nexus too. This can help versus aggro, just healing your Nexus, and also draws you 1 card. And also can trigger Fated. Hill Cascade gives the unit +1/+1, but if it's not the first card you've used that turn, you get the Nightfall effect where you actually draw an extra card. And the drawing is very important to the deck. Then Sharp Sight, super good buff. Gives an ally +2/+2, or basically +3/+3 a lot of the time in this deck because of the Fated. And then you can block units with Elusive. Then single combats, they'll trigger Fated technically. It's also just good removal. It can also be used to kill a blocker in combat. So let's say you attack with a pretty big unit, but they have a pretty good blocker with a lot of health. You can a lot of times just single combat, probably survive because of the stats of our unit, and then deal like the maximum amount of damage we can to their face. Cataclysm is an ally starts a free attack challenging an enemy. This is kind of like a single combat sometimes, but if you ever get overwhelmed onto like a White Flame or just have a really big Pantheon, this is just basically a rally in that case, and it's really good that you can challenge like the weakest enemy unit to push the most damage you can, or again just remove like a really important target. Then I mentioned Zenith Blade, grant an ally +1/+2 and overwhelm. And if it's the first card you use in that turn, it'll count as Daybreak and you draw another copy of this card. So you can end up buffing multiple things like multiple White Flames or like some Saga Seekers. Bastion is really good, especially because like people are still playing Ionia a lot of the time, and so they're gonna try to like Homecoming you, Concussive Palm obviously, or like beat Vengeance. Also really good against burst speed spells. So for example, if you Bastion against like an SI deck, if they have enough mana, they can Vengeance you, and then when you Bastion, they can Vile Feast, and that'll get rid of the Bastion, and then the Vengeance will work and kill your unit. But if you're playing against a deck that runs Minimorph instead of Vengeance at burst speed, if you just Bastion first, unless they have a second burst speed spell to remove your spell shield, they won't be able to Minimorph it, and you'll be able to get the damage through. And so this honestly wins me so many games that I almost want to increase it to 2. Then we have Golden Aegis I mentioned, that gives an ally barrier and rallies. Also keep in mind that if you roll Scout on Pantheon, if you're on defense and like you rally on a Pantheon and Scout attack, you'll actually get the second attack as well. And same thing with Cataclysm. If you have Scout on Pantheon and you Cataclysm something, it'll give you that second attack afterwards as well to attack with your whole board. Then Concerted Strike, you pick an enemy and then 2 allies strike it one after another. This can help actually beat things with barrier, like another Pantheon, or like a Lee Sin, because the first ally can strike the barrier and the second one can deal its full damage to the unit. It's also just good for getting rid of like really big units. And just another strike spell, which is really good for things like the Fury. You can technically trigger 2 different Fateds in 1 turn. It can be used offensively, like I said, to remove a blocker and push the maximum amount of damage through. Some other cards to consider as well would be Confront. So Confront, for 2 mana you grant an ally a Challenger. This can actually help versus aggro, because a lot of times they don't actually want to block you, because they know they can go wider than you. But if you make a unit Challenger, then you can force them to block and start picking them off. It can also be really good for pushing the maximum amount of damage through, because if you get a big Overwhelm, White Flame, or Pantheon, you can make sure to drag like the weakest enemy unit that only has like 1 health. Also something to keep in mind with Confront and also Chain Vest is that because Pantheon gets random keywords, a lot of the time what you're going to want to do is put this Chain Vest onto Pantheon, so then he's less likely to get Tough as a keyword and more likely to get like Scout or Elusive. And the same would go for Confront. Yeah, so it's just a card to consider. Kind of like extra removal, can help you put extra damage in, can help versus aggro. It's a pretty solid card. I just personally don't really want to cut anything in this list for it yet, but I definitely keep it in mind. So the other card to consider is Strafing Strike. It's a bit less value than like a Shyvana version that has multiple dragons in it, because it's kind of like a single combat, but if the ally is dragon, it heals it +2. And so the only thing that's really going to get the maximum value from this is the Wounded White Flame. But I still just think it's a decent option, because a lot of the times you will be using it on a White Flame, but if you just have to use it on something smaller, as just like a more expensive single combat, sometimes it can just be useful to you to just have all those strikes in the deck. And by that logic, technically you could consider a Judgment. Again, it's better when dragons are on the field, but we technically do run 1. But I mean, being able to wipe a whole board could be useful to you depending on the meta. But yeah, so statistically, I'm actually better with Pantheon Shyvana. I've like done better at least. I have like a disturbingly high win rate with that deck for some reason. But I do lose to like Spider aggro on it and like Ahri Kennen. But what's really interesting to me is that for whatever reason, this deck seems to beat Ahri Kennen and Spiders a lot more. I actually beat Ahri Kennen on this almost every time I play it for some reason. I don't know if I'm just getting lucky and playing bad players of it. And also Spiders, I think I'm actually positive versus them as well, even though I don't play it too much. But my guess for why it's better into Ahri Kennen or like Ionia decks in general is because of how fast you can level up Pantheon. And it can deal with aggro better because you're not running cards like Dragon Chow in the Shyvana version, you get to run Saga Seeker. And you have other cheap units to play and you can keep them alive with the Chain Vests. And then again, you can level up Pantheon pretty fast and possibly get like lifesteal and just auto win the game. Yeah, so I'm not sure exactly which one is better. I think they're just a bit different. And this one definitely seems to be, I guess, more well-rounded. Its weaknesses don't seem to be as glaring as like the Shyvana version at least. Yeah, that's about it. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe. Maybe even like the video. It would really help me out. And as always, if you want to see me play anything in the near future, you can leave a comment below. I usually make a Runeterra video every single day, and I will again on the release of the new expansion. Yeah, I hope you guys like it. Thanks. Alright, Kennen. Not a problem. Not a problem for Mono Pantheon. Nope, noob. North America. Seems kind of troll, but I think I'm going to keep the Bastion. We only run one of Bastion, and it's always good against this deck, because this deck's going to go for a Homecoming, or it's going to go for a, what's it called? It's going to go for a Homecoming, it's going to go for a Concussive Palm, and if I can end up, wow, why? So I could have, like, passed, I guess. I'm supposed to pass. Then he just burned this card, because if he has Ahri now, okay, fine. We lose one turn right there, which kind of feels bad, but yeah, I wonder, was I supposed to develop there? Like putting the Chain Vest on that would feel kind of silly.
I go where the winds blow. For now.
I think we attack with both. I'm down to like Chain Vest this though. It's kind of the same as just attacking with one. We lose like 1 damage technically. But I think we want to like bluff Sharp Sight. Just I don't know. It probably doesn't matter actually why, because it goes up to 5. Yeah, no, we'd be chilling regardless. Technically we kind of lost 1 damage, but then he could also potentially block this one if he wanted to. Whereas attacking with both and leaving the mana up lets us attack with both. So it's kind of like the same damage if he would have blocked this. Okay.
Too slow.
Peace is a trail painted with blood.
We kind of need the
I possess the secrets of King Ku.
kind of need the Overwhelm card. Like I think I literally have to go for like this.
You're covered.
Just to start putting some aggression on. Because we want to start leveling up Pantheon in like at a decent time.
I am ready.
I don't think he wants to block any of these, but I don't know if he just wants to take 8. Kind of risky when we have like rallies and stuff. Sure. We want to save like the singles for like to negate like stuff like Homecoming and not just that, I don't think. I want him to play something bigger. Like Kinku. Okay, he's not going for it. He might play Sign In now though. And what's good is if he plays Sign In, then he doesn't have enough mana for Deny. That's usually when you get them.
This is the heart of the forest.
That sucks. Okay. Oh, he has to be able, he has to like deny this or homecoming, I think. Twin technically beats it, but then we just do like a pale onto either one. And if he does a twin, he doesn't have enough mana to do a deny or homecoming after that, so he kind of has to pick one, right? Yeah, so like, unless he has double twin, which he might. But yeah, now he can't go for the homecoming or deny. So, he has to have another twin. Ah, shit. It's only 5 attack by itself, huh? Well, because he wouldn't get any targets. Might as well do this. Get rid of our droplet. Still kills it. Now Ahri's doing nothing. This will die. Now he has to stun this. So he only gets to use one of the markers extra. Else he has literally no board. Yep. I could play Pantheon, but it's not like I can level up yet. I think we just go for like this attack. You only have 7 mana too. This is the spot where you get them really good with the Bastion. Because now you shouldn't really have a way to get this off. Can we just go like this? Right? Oh, he can have Kennen spell. Okay, I could have played around Kennen spell, I think, if I buffed this instead. I misplayed her at the end. But yeah, like that's why Bastion's so good against them. You want to get them in spots where they have like an awkward amount of mana, like 7, where they can't do like a homecoming plus concussive palm. Because once they do like a concussive palm or a homecoming, if you can counter that one spell when they have like 7 mana, they can't really do anything else. Irelia. I'm trying to keep all of this actually. We want some units. This buff will be good. This deck just seems so good.
Gently, gently.
I can't block this right now, but... Oh, you know what? Actually, you're supposed to... I kind of trolled. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to wait, play it this turn, so then you can Pale Cascade it on the same turn. Then I have to wait.
Hey, Krabby.
That's my resting face. Peace is a trail painted with blood.
Yeah, if I did that and then Pale Cascaded, I would get a free attack in, but we trigger up the level up easier. That kind of sucks. I think he wants to attack. It'd be kind of awkward for him not to.
Never see us coming.
Arise! Together, stranger!
Now we do
Are
this.
you the one?
Hmm. I guess technically we do on this one. Because then we can like heal it if he goes for something. Wait, he doesn't have anything actually, right? In his deck that could go for it. That's annoying. I forgot they run that. That's annoying.
The order is given. Together, stranger!
The Chain Vest is going to be really good against him actually, right?
I will die when I am ready.
Okay, so
Showtime.
Are you the one?
yeah, we'll do this one.
Stranger!
We're triggering quite a bit of them.
Arise! Are you the one?
So he could have a Shapestone or a Twin Discipline. I don't know if I really want to take the versus dying. Maybe I do. So we're gonna go for it. Hopefully he doesn't have more recalls. Kind of poops on our attack. He's getting close to this dude as well. Let's say pass.
Check out these moves.
This is not going very well, honestly. Could be worse.
Stand behind me. They won't hurt you. If they hurt you,
Shurima is sand and sky, past and present.
But definitely not good. Ugh.
By my spear, the gods will know war.
The order is given. It is time. The order is given. Together, stranger.
Okay. This could go okay, I guess. Ah, that's probably gonna level up. And then that's the scary thing, huh? Yeah, I think Irelia is actually a bit scarier than Azhir. Looks like we can just like single Azhir now.
We must.
And because we have barrier, it's kind of hard for him to do much. Oh, he's gonna level up too. We're not gonna get to see the keyword. If it has scout, does that give us a second attack? We do. Let's go. And it got spell sealed. Don't even need to defend against like the homecoming with a single. Let's go. We got Fury 2 to eat this dude.
My homeland.
Oh, I guess he could have another Azhir Irelia, huh? I mean another Irelia. I doubt it, but I hope he doesn't have like another Defiant Dance. Oh my god. Yeah, Azhir's gonna get too big if I don't.
Embrace the quiet of your life.
Yeah, Shapestone, what happens? I'm just dead. Okay, hopefully no Shapestone. No. Oh no.
Are you the one? Peace is a
We can chump block
trail
this though.
with blood.
Man, that's so bad. Oh, maybe we can try another Pantheon. Let's try to try another Pantheon, I guess. Nope. GG.
Hang on, Fuzzball.
Hey,
No.
see what is, see what will be.
It was Pantheon. I should have just done it. No. I was like, but the thing is, I was worried about like doing it again and like wasting a lot of my mana. Like if he doesn't open attack, he doesn't want to really open attack right now. I feel like it's kind of a bad attack. But if he doesn't, then I just play Pantheon. So I feel like we didn't take like the best lines, and they kind of like drew everything. I feel like, and we still might win, which is pretty funny. And that last turn, if we had like any single way to buff Pantheon right there, we were chilling. Like if I had this chain vest back then,
The order is given.
I mean 3. I mean I'm pretty healthy, right, to take 3. Like we're just chilling. But it has tough, huh? The thing is, like, putting tough onto this dude again would give him a chance to roll 7 keywords. So it might be still worth it. How much mana do I have after though? 5. If I do this without chain vesting, I could still rally and single combat. So I think I just play it then. Only 6 keywords.
Your fear and stand as one.
Lifesteal. Barrier. Scout. I guess we're doing this one. Kind of awkward, but What?
Are you the one?
They will know.
The only thing you could do, yeah, is with this thing, right? If his one card is like twin, that'd be annoying. I mean, he doesn't get another attack, right? Like, do I really care about this?
Together, stranger.
Like, don't I just say okay? Here's some regen scout lifesteal. Oh, I had nah, I'm kind of afraid of that card. It's like twin or something. Cause he hesitated blocking. But attacking makes no sense. You can just block with this thing. But now it's all shitty.
Bleed, we must.
I don't think they run denies either. It still has spell shield too. Alright, we beat Irelia too. So what's really cool is like this is like from my experience the best version into like Ionia decks.
No more.
Like every single time I play this mono Panth version, what happened to my camera? But every single time I play this mono Pantheon version into Ionia decks, which usually Pantheon sucks into, I actually still somehow win. Like it's like the only deck I like have fun playing right now. Fighter aggro. We have Pantheon. It's gonna be easy, right? Just light. Just the slightest thing you've ever seen. Watch. Just don't even talk if you don't know. We got a fearsome blocker. We have a smush combo. Legendary smush combo. Never has a one drop here, by the way.
I have my orders.
That's fine. It's actually better if he has the one drop there. Lenny boy.
I pull the strings.
Give me that gem.
Everything's in place.
We are chilling. He didn't want this thing to die. Lenny boy. Lenny boy, you fucked up. Fucked up, Lenny boy. Could have got a bunch of damage on. Like, yeah, I would have killed your Elise. Oh, maybe he has House Spider and he's about to just like shit on me hard with like level double E.
Let me change into something more.
That's not really that good. I would not like you to have challenger, sir. We don't have another one. Just don't. Just stop. Thank you. He's not attacking with everything. What's he doing? I think I'm down to pale this because like if I invest if I do like a chain vest and he ends up still killing this somehow, I'm gonna feel really silly. Dude, he's messing up. Let's go. It's just that easy. Watch him go for like a fervor. Okay, now Sharp gives me 2 plus 3, so I have 5. So I still lose the double Sharp. I'd probably have to go for the Chain Vest. Nah, yeah, go for the Chain Vest. Let's go. Dude. I'm pretty sure, by the way, if you're the Spider Aggro player, just send it. Just send the fucking units. Just send it in. Don't worry about it. You're not a mid-range deck. Okay, the rematch. I don't know if it's the same guy. No, it was not, right? Alright, we can only hope it goes so well. I don't think I'm supposed to keep Chain Vest there, by the way. You want to get, like, units. That was kind of troll. Like, it is good that when you get a unit, you keep it alive. Well, Chain Vest is, like, is not a bad keep in that respect. But, yeah. So, like, for example, we have to play this thing, right? But at least when we Chain Vest it, it stays alive. We prefer it to be, like, the 1-drop. Oh, really? Dude, they keep not wanting to send it. These Spider players, man. These Spider players. They don't understand. I think we take the free damage. He never blocks this. And then we can develop this.
Now you've gone and upset it.
Doesn't really matter. I guess we could have, like, played both of these. Yeah.
You're covered.
Okay, so blocks this.
Shield up.
And blocks this.
I'll stop you.
And blocks this. We take just 3.
Shield up.
I am down. Oh? Let's hit him with the overwhelm. What are you trying to do? Okay. I guess that's kind of lame then. We can still play Mountain Goat. But we're not going to attack with it. I think we just attack with this. Because, like, yeah. He gets a block with the Ephemeral. We could send everything low-key. Push extra bit of damage. But, it's fine. Oh, you know what? I'm actually not supposed to play this. Because if he plays another Skitter. Well, we know he didn't get Skitter in those at least. If he has another Skitter, he could, like, reduce the attack of this. And, we'd rather just, not do that. Also, I think I'm supposed to play Zenith Blade there. Like, I'm at 15 health, so I don't think I need to be scared of, tapping under guiding. Yeah. Like, we can technically still lose, but like... Okay, so we had it. We're gonna spend one now. Yeah, we probably should have done it first. But it is lethal. That's the block. No, you blocked these ones, sir. Let's look for if we can find lethal here. That'll do it. So I need to play another unit.
You won't get past me.
I guess I can have another fervor. Maybe we should have waited actually. No, we're chilling. We're chilling. I think fervor would deny that though, right? So technically you should have waited, see if he plays like a decimate or something, and then go for it. Yeah. Dude, these spider players, they don't just, I mean, to be fair, I don't know if he would have won that time. The other guy I'm pretty sure wins though, if he just sent everything. That guy was kind of, we just kind of had a lot of early units. I'm down to keep all of these honestly. Like we need spells to buff these things, but we also have like the whole deck full of spells. Okay.
They forced us to choose death or the blade.
Peace is a trail painted with blood. Together, stranger.
I think I'm down to just kill that.
We will be free.
Like, we're gonna play goat down. If he doesn't have an answer, then we just get a free gem. Okay.
Spilled paint is just accidental art.
It's not going too good. Like, he could have Vile Feast to attack with this thing into this. I'll probably just do this. Guarantee the gem. Guarantee this thing stays alive. The next turn we start buffing. Kind of late though to get Pantheon online, starting on turn 4, finishing on turn 8. Not very good. Hopefully it'll do.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty sparkle fly. Oh, you're interesting.
Nice.
I spilled.
Free eat.
Bask in her radiant blessing.
We do have a Bastion, which is pretty good. Because he's gonna have like some sort of vengeance or obliteration once we invest a lot into this unit. Okay, well, we have to use our mana this turn. I think he wants us to invest more, like overwhelm, before he goes for the obliterate. Yeah, I think that's fine. Let's start going into Pantheon. Cause I'm kind of afraid of like going for Bastion and him having a Vile Feast still.
Bleed, we must.
Believe or burn.
Okay. Got the goat. We get a free gem though. Oh, I should have used a barrier on it. I'm trolling. I just didn't realize that like I have no buff for this now.
I've got your back.
Nice, okay. Alright, let's see what we get. This turn can go very badly. Oh no, this turn can go very badly depending on what he has.
We cry out, no more gods, no more demons.
We got Spell Shield, Elusive. That's pretty good.
They will know.
You can't hush that. Oh no, another hush. Oh, let's go. We win. It's too lit. Let's go. We have rally too. Let's go. Yeah, that's why like Spell Shield is so good and Bastion's so good. Like,
The gods see.
I almost want to increase the number of Bastions just because of all the Ionia and stuff like that. Lulu Fizz. I think we can beat him. Single's honestly pretty good, but I don't. I regret not keeping that. I've been starting to keep my Pantheons. I've realized like I used to kick them out of my hand, thinking I don't need it till later. But it's if you don't drop Pantheon, a lot of games you lose. So it's like I kind of rather keep it in my hand. And you can also play it early and start buffing it. It's kind of risky to do so. That's why sometimes I used to kick it, but I think it's fine. I think he always attacks with. Oh fuck! I should have played it. I should have played it. Fuck. I figured he'd always attack at least with the elusive, right? But I guess when I hesitate like that, he thinks it's a sharp sight. And just 1 damage, so yeah, I actually messed up because it's not worth the like him just getting in 1 damage and me possibly getting a trigger, and the kill. But he'd rather just like take the block.
To death I go.
I want to buff this one. But that means he could technically kill that one. I guess I could buff that one as well, but I don't want to use them both in the same turn.
Follow me. I know where I'm going.
This is where it would be good to have a, combat, right? I forgot about Yordle Captain. I'll probably just kill that chip before he gets any value. Instead of playing Pantheon.
I was always mortal.
A quest? Leave it to me.
Onwards.
I don't think he ever blocks this with this, even though he technically could. He doesn't know I don't have a buff.
Welcome to the team.
We're technically 1 turn behind in like buffs and stuff.
Do your best.
Kind of annoying.
By my spear, the gods will know war.
If he plays Yordle in arms, we're not that worried. Oh, he can't. We need to buff it this turn. Probably chain vest onto Pantheon so he gets more keywords next turn. Okay. Not bad, not bad.
My shield is yours.
Probably drag this one though, which kind of sucks. Not the end of the world though.
Shield up. I'll stop you.
You shouldn't have many more stuns, right? Oh, you know what? I guess I should have played the mountain goat. Okay, because I have a buff now. Like, we want to be able to burst speed buff our Pantheon. And I had the gem for that.
I stand this day, a man against all gods.
Damn it. Wait, it does have elusive. Can I go for lethal if I stun, like if I stun something? I don't have overwhelm on any of these. Probably not. But I probably also want the gem. So, oh, that's not good. I guess we're open attacking though, it's whatever. Like, I could buff this by 2 attack. Get to 11. It doesn't have impact or anything. It doesn't really matter.
Here I am. Wherever here is.
I think we're fine.
Well, just do your best, okay?
Like, we're full health. Because of this. Even if he Yordles in arms, we just stun, ooh, pretty good. Okay, now. What we're probably going to want to do is stun this one, right? Wait, do we ever die here though? I'm kind of down for my Pantheon to die, aren't I? He hits me for 6. He probably drags. We have lifesteal in this Pantheon as well, right? I think I do this. So if he doesn't drag the Pantheon, we can block the elusive with it. Oh, he puts it first. I'm trolling. For some reason, I didn't even realize he could put it first.
Are you the one?
Isn't this just okay though? That's fearsome, so you can't block it, yeah. Nice. Yeah, Pantheon's too cracked. And like, if it somehow died, it's honestly kind of good, because our next Pantheon would have even more keywords. Probably better ones.